And we're back with the incredible hoax, or as you like to call it,
Ink Hokes.
the Ink Hoax. I'm Chris,
I'm Mark.
and you'll have to excuse us because we're trying to talk over the dishwasher in the main kitchen, but under all the people who are asleep in the house. So we're trying to find a weird volume height.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a certain one
I
loud
think-
enough.
I think if we stay like here, tops, we're
Yeah,
good.
you can't scream, but you
Yeah.
can't whisper either.
Yeah, I can't get too excited. Yeah.
Super Bowl 50.
Super Bowl 50. You ready?
Here-
Reaction? Here we go.
Well, here are the facts. Denver won 24-10. Von Miller was the MVP.
Yep.
Elway was strictly a game manager.
Manning.
Did I say Elway? I keep saying
Yeah,
Elway.
that's fine. That's fine.
I think Broncos. I think Elway. Still,
Right. He's such a fixture there. Yeah.
sorry, Manning. Manning was
Mm-hmm.
The running game was decent. The
Yeah.
defense was incredible. The pass rush was incredible.
Right.
Cam was not up to Cam's expectations, but I think in his defense, his receivers didn't help him, and his offensive line darn sure couldn't help him.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't have a lot of help from anybody.
Right.
What is your take on the game? Not that we've kind of summarized the game.
Right. Well, due to time constraints, what I'll do is I'll just say I agree with everything you just said. I will add Cam. This is for the Carolina Panthers side. Cam had no help.
No.
His receivers totally let him down. No one could get open. But it's also a compliment to the Denver Broncos because they played great defense.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I believe tonight they earned the record for most sacks in a Super Bowl game
I'm not
at
sure.
11.
Maybe, yeah.
That's just it's unheard of to see that in a Super Bowl game from two conference champions like that.
Mm-hmm.
We just don't see that not very often. But Panthers could not get anything going. I thought that 2 weeks between the NFC Championship game to tonight to the Super Bowl affected them. It's almost like that they're a younger team than Denver. Denver's
Yeah.
a veteran team, and I think with the youth of Carolina, it seemed to me like they kind of believed their own hype, and they just weren't quite as ready to play. And Denver they were ready. They were really ready, and they just took it to them early, and Carolina never found a groove. I can't think of one thing that they did tonight that I could say is like a compliment that they did anything well. Carolina,
Offensively?
just any phase. I mean defense.
Oh, they pressured the crap out of Manning.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, Ely. If Carolina wins, Ely's the MVP because Ely was in the backfield all the time. Ely was all over Manning.
Okay.
So I think the Carolina defense played well. I mean, they just were on the field, and they
Filled a lot. Yeah.
They gave up 17 points. A lot of that aided by turnovers. I'm not counting the touchdown that was got by the defense of Denver. So I'm saying the Carolina defense was responsible for 17 of those. But all those turnovers put them in scoring position.
Okay.
I think Carolina defensively played good enough to win. Their offense just didn't help them at all.
Well, I'll concede that. While we have time, do you want to comment on commercials and this halftime show before we get out of here?
One thing I will say before I wrap up that.
Okay, for the game.
I think Carolina has a better shot at getting back, though, than Denver does. Because Peyton's probably going to leave, and you never know what that does to a team.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, what's his name, Osweiler played a lot.
Yeah.
But, we thought Bubby Brister was going to be able to maintain Denver for a little bit after Elway left, and that didn't work out. There's been all kinds of the next guy's going to do something, and it doesn't work out that way. There's been that, so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think Carolina is young. They're all under contract. They have a good chance of coming right back. So if you're a Panthers fan, take that from it at least.
Yeah.
you can be right back.
Well, I will concede that too. They're young. They have a great foundation to build on. So, I mean, this is a team that if they were to get a free agent star wide receiver, it instantly makes them even more of a threat.
Yeah.
Commercials, to start there. I was underwhelmed. I mean, commercials and Super Bowls, I've noticed the last 5 years have really gotten away from being clever and humorous, and things have just kind of gotten safe. You know, there's been some years where they were overly sentimental.
Yeah.
But this year just seemed like most of it was just kind of tame and lame. That seemed to be the theme.
I'm not a big Super Bowl commercial fan. I think it's overhyped. I think that with the advent of the internet and YouTube, it's all pretty much, I'm going to see it online anyway.
Yeah.
Most of it leaks online before the game anyway.
Right.
So watching the Super Bowl for the commercials to me is overhyped. Having said that, I mean, they're just commercials. I watch them and I take it for what they're worth. The Doritos baby one was funny. I thought the Seth Rogen, Amy Schumer beer commercial was good. That's really the only two that I remember standing out. There was a Christopher Walken one that I kind of chuckled out a line in.
Yeah.
I mean, they're average. It's no different this year than I think they were on par with every other year for what that's worth.
I say the winner of the night, commercials, Doritos.
I would agree with that.
I will leave it
that
at
one.
that.
I think we both laughed out loud at that one.
And lastly, halftime show. I'm a Coldplay fan, but I will say that Bruno Mars upstaged everybody. With Uptown Funk, that was the best part of the halftime show.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a good performance on everyone's part. It doesn't rate as one of the best. I mean, U2 and Bruno Mars from a few years ago, I think, are the two best halftime shows I've ever seen.
I liked it. I mean, it was a good halftime. It was solid. I liked Coldplay's part. Bruno Mars is always, he never lets you down, at least on these performances.
Yeah.
Beyonce is always solid, and she delivered. I like the little medley, the Fix You new song, whatever that was, medley they created at the end. I think it was like some new lyrics, maybe, probably.
Yeah, from the new album, they kind of put that together.
Blended some things, so I think it was really good. It was surprisingly lovey-dovey, touchy-feely for a Super Bowl halftime show, but that's not a criticism.
It wanted to have an international, let's bring this together kind of thing,
which was just fine. That's nothing wrong with that.
I like the girl power versus boy band thing that was going on.
Cool.
That was cool.
I liked it. It was solid. I mean, I don't know if it stands out, but I don't know that it needed to. It was just a good, solid halftime show.
Right.
I thought last year Katy Perry was fantastic. I thought the Bruno Mars was fantastic.
Yeah.
So they're on a good little streak now with the halftime shows.
Yeah, they're heading the right way.
I'll admit, I thought Coldplay was an awkward choice. They're not like, I mean, they're famous, but they're not like on the tip of the tongue of the average 20-year-old, which is kind of what you gear your music towards.
Well,
it still worked.
I think they're an international band, and they are. And I think that was more of because Super Bowl is such an international event. Yeah, that's probably where they were going there. But
maybe that's.
I was pleased
overall. I mean, I wanted Denver to win, so I got that. So I'm happy.
Last thought before we got to hear, Peyton Manning, does he retire?
Absolutely. There's nothing else to play for.
And I agree.
He even got the 200th win.
200th win.
There's literally, at this point, with his health and everything else, there is nothing else to play for.
The only record that Brett Favre has that Manning doesn't have is the most interceptions record.
Well, who wants
that one?
So, Peyton, you have tortured me enough being in my division and in my conference. Please take a knee. And with that,
yes, have fun with your Papa John's.
I do.